Mendonca and Admiraal navigate the complexities of the Sicilian defense Niezmetdinov-Rosolimo attack in this Sardinia World Chess Festival 2025 Open Around 7 Showdown. On e4. On c5. Knight f3. Knight c6 transposed into Sicilian defense Niezmetdinov-Rosolimo attack. Bishop b5. On e5. King castled kingside. Mendonca intends to play. Bishop takes c6. Pawn takes c6. Knight takes e5 and increase their advantage significantly. Bishop d6 played by Admiraal. On c3. On a6. Threatening pawn takes b5. Bishop a4 played by Mendonca. On b5. Threatening pawn takes a4. Bishop b3 played by Mendonca. On c4. Threatening pawn takes b3. Bishop c2 played by Mendonca. Knight f6. On a4. Threatening pawn takes b5. On b4 played by Admiraal. Admiraal intends to play. Pawn b3. Bishop takes b3. Pawn takes b3 and gain a significant edge. Queen e2 played by Mendonca. On a5. Admiraal is looking to play. Pawn b3. Bishop d1. Bishop a6. On d3. Pawn takes d3 and secure a stronghold in the game. On d3 played by Mendonca. Threatening pawn takes c4. Pawn takes d3 played by Admiraal. Bishop takes d3. On h6 it is novelty move. Rook d1. Bishop c5. Bishop b5. Threatening bishop takes c6. Queen c7 played by Admiraal. Bishop e3. Threatening bishop takes c5. Bishop takes e3 played by Admiraal. Queen takes e3. King castled kingside. Knight bd2. Bishop b7. Rook ac1. Pawn takes c3. Rook takes c3. Rook ad8. Knight h4. On d5 take a moment to spot the best move for Mendonca. Rook takes c6 is best move here because Bishop takes c6. Rook c1. Rook d6. Knight f5. Rook c8. Queen a3 Mendonca have small advantage. Let's explore the main variation. On d5. Admiraal is planning to play. On d4. Rook takes c6. Bishop takes c6 and seize the initiative. Rook c5 is not the best move played by Mendonca. Mendonca is planning to play. Bishop takes c6. Bishop takes c6. Rook dc1. Queen d7. Rook takes c6 and seize the initiative. Queen b6 played by Admiraal. Admiraal is looking to play. Knight d4. Rook dc1. Pawn takes e4 and increase their advantage significantly. Rook takes c6 played by Mendonca. Queen takes e3. Pawn takes e3. Bishop takes c6. Bishop takes c6. Pawn takes e4. King f2. Mendonca is aiming to play knight f5. Pawn g6. Knight e7 check. King g7. King e2. Rook d3. Bishop b5. Knight g4. Bishop takes d3 and sees the initiative. Pawn g6 played by Admiraal. King e2. Mendonca considers playing Bishop b5. Rook c8. Knight c4. Rook c5. Rook d2. Rook fc8. Knight takes a5 and secure a stronghold in the game. Rook d6 played by Admiraal. Threatening rook takes c6. Bishop takes e4 played by Mendonca. Rook b8. Knight hf3. Rook takes b2. Rook b1. Threatening rook takes b2. Rook a2 played by Admiraal. Rook b8 check. King g7. Admiral's idea is to play knight takes e4. Pawn g3. Knight takes d2. Knight takes d2. Rook takes d2 check. King f3. Rook d8. Rook b6. Pawn h5 and take decisive advantage. Bishop b1 played by Mendonca. Threatening bishop takes a2. Rook takes a4 played by Admiraal. Knight takes e5. Rook e6. Threatening rook takes e5. Knight ec4 played by Mendonca. Rook b4. Threatening rook takes b8. Rook a8 played by Mendonca. Threatening rook takes a5. Knight d5 played by Admiraal. Admiraal might go for knight c3 check. King f3. Knight takes b1 and sees the initiative. Bishop c2 played by Mendonca. Pawn a4. Rook a5. Threatening rook takes d5. Knight b6 played by Admiraal. Admiraal might go for knight takes c4. Knight takes c4. Rook takes c4 and gain a significant edge. Knight takes b6 played by Mendonca. Rook takes b6. Bishop takes a4. Rook h4. On h3 think carefully what is the best move for Admiraal. Rook hb4 is logical continuation as Bishop c2. Rook b7. Rook d5. Rook b2. Bishop e4. Rook a7 still Admiraal is losing. Let's explore the main line. On h3. Rook b2 stop here and find the strongest move for Mendonca. Rook a7 is logical continuation as Rook hb4. Bishop c6. Rook b6. Bishop d5. Rook f6. King d3. Mendonca have small advantage shifting to the main line. Rook b2 is not the best move played by Admiraal. Admiraal is preparing to play Rook a2. Pawn g4. Rook takes h3 and gain a significant edge. Bishop b3 is not the best move played by Mendonca. Mendonca is looking to play Rook a7. Pawn g5. Bishop takes f7 and establish a winning position. Rook b4 played by Admiraal. Threatening rook takes b3. Rook a3 played by Mendonca. Mendonca's idea is to play king d3, rook b7, king c3, rook d7, king takes b2, and establish a winning position. Rook b7 played by Admiraal. Admiraal intends to play rook d7, bishop c2, rook takes c2 and seize the initiative. Bishop d5 played by Mendonca. Threatening bishop takes b7. Rook d7 played by Admiraal. Threatening rook takes d5. Rook a5 played by Mendonca. Rook c2. King d3. Threatening king takes c2. Rook c1 played by Admiraal. Knight c4. Rook g1. King e2. Rook c1. Knight e5. Threatening knight takes d7. Rook dc7 played by Admiraal. Knight d3. Rook 7c2 check. King f3. Rook f1 check. King e4. Rook takes g2. Rook a7. Mendonca intends to play knight f4. Rook takes f4 check. Pawn takes f4 and establish a winning position. Rook f5 played by Admiraal. Knight e5. Threatening bishop takes f7. Rook gf2 played by Admiraal. Bishop e6. Threatening bishop takes f5. Rook f6 played by Admiraal. Threatening rook takes e6. Bishop b3 played by Mendonca. Mendonca intends to play knight g4. Rook b6. Knight takes f2 and dominate the board. Rook 6 f5 played by Admiraal. On h4. Rook f1. Bishop e6. Threatening bishop takes f5. Rook f6 played by Admiraal. Threatening rook takes e6. Bishop c4 played by Mendonca. Threatening bishop takes f1. Rook 1 f5 played by Admiraal. Rook b7. Mendonca is preparing to play knight g4. Rook c5. Knight takes f6 and seize the initiative. Rook h5 played by Admiraal. Knight takes f7. Rook takes h4 check. King e5. Rook f5 check. King d6. Mendonca is looking to play knight g5 check. Rook f7. Rook takes f7 check and dominate the board. King f8 played by Admiraal. Threatening rook takes c4. Bishop d5 played by Mendonca. Rook f6 check. King e5. Rook f5 check. King e6. Mendonca is looking to play knight e5. Rook takes e5 check. King takes e5 and secure a strong hold in the game. Rook a4 played by Admiraal. On e4. Rook a6 check. Knight d6. Threatening pawn takes f5. Rook f2 played by Admiraal. King e5. Mendonca considers playing. Knight b5. Rook f6. Knight d4. Rook ab6. Rook a7. Rook f1. Knight e6 check. King e8. Rook g7, and take decisive advantage. On h5 played by Admiraal. Rook h7. Mendonca considers playing. Knight b5. Rook f1. Knight c7. Rook a5. Rook d7. On g5. Rook h7. On g4. Rook takes h5 and increase their advantage significantly. Rook a5 played by Admiraal. Knight c8. Mendonca intends to play. Knight b6. King e8. Knight c4. Rook a6. Knight d6 check. King f8. Knight b5 and seize the initiative. Rook a6 played by Admiraal. Knight e7. Rook b6. Knight c6. Rook a6. Knight d8. Rook g2. Pause the video and find the best move for Mendonca. Knight e6 check is a strong choice, since King g8. Rook b7. King h8. Knight f8. Rook g5 check. King d4. Mendonca have small advantage. Let's explore the main variation. Rook g2. Rook f7 check could cost the game. Played by Mendonca. King e8. Pause the video and find the best move for Mendonca. Knight e6 is a strong choice, since King takes f7. Knight f4 check. King g7. Knight takes g2. On g5. Knight e3 position is equal. Let's go to the main variation. King e8. Admiraal wants to play. Rook g5 check. King f4. Rook g4 check. King e5. King takes d8 and dominate the board. Knight b7 creates serious weaknesses in the position. Played by Mendonca. Rook g5 check. Rook f5. Threatening rook takes g5. Pawn takes f5 played by Admiraal. Pawn takes f5. On h4. Knight c5. Rook a5. Threatening rook takes c5. Knight e6 played by Mendonca. Rook takes d5 check. King takes d5. On h3. Admiraal is aiming to play. Rook g1. Knight c7 check. King d7. Knight a6. On h2. Knight c5 check. King e8 and put immense pressure on the opponent. Knight takes g5 played by Mendonca. On h2. On f6. Pawn promotes to queen at h1 check. King e5. Queen h5. Threatening queen takes g5 check. King f5 played by Mendonca. King f8. King f4. Queen g6. Threatening queen takes f6 check. King g4 played by Mendonca. King g8. On f7 check. King g7. Admiraal considers playing. Queen d6. Knight h3. Queen e6 check. King g3. Queen g6 check, and gain a significant edge. King f4 played by Mendonca. Queen f6 check. King g4. King g6 Admiraal claimed a well-earned victory.